Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some Pittsburgh Steelers analysis and tape review. The Steelers have had a busy past week releasing Pro Bowl and All Pro guard, former first round pick David DeCastro. In his place, they have signed Trai Turner to a 1 year, $3 million contract, which of course begs the question, what are the Steelers getting in Trai Turner and how will that fit in this new Steelers system? We can look at the Turner signing in a couple different ways, and I think overall it was a good and probably necessary type of signing. There is, of course, context that has to be added when it comes to Turner, given his injury history, missing 16 games over the last 4 seasons, including 7 games in 2020 with the Chargers due to a groin injury. But I think just to sum up, what will be the pass fail on Trey Turner? Will he be the right option and have a good year for the Steelers? Comes down to one question: is he mobile? Can he move? And that's going to be the big thing because I'll admit I don't exactly know what this offense will look like, what this run scheme will look like under new offensive coordinator Matt Canada, under new head offensive line coach and Adrian Clem. But every sign points to these linemen have to be able to move. It feels like there's going to be more of a zone aspect to it, more inside zone, some outside zone, probably mixed in and added into this offense. So these linemen are going to have to be able to move, and that's a question I have with Trey Turner. So that's the way we're going to examine Trey Turner today, his overall mobility. There are positives with his play strength and run blocking, and there's certainly flashes of some really impressive play in his game. Five-time Pro Bowler doesn't happen by accident, but I want to focus in on that mobility because I see some issues with his 2020 tape for sure, and even his 2019 tape. So this is week two this past season against the Chiefs. Here's Turner, the right guard combo block, working on Chris Jones, and then climbing to the second level, and he just isn't quick enough on that combo. I don't think he's explosive out of his stance. Of course, you want to secure a good double team on a really strong defensive tackle, one of the best interior defensive linemen in football in Chris Jones. But Turner doesn't really get vertical, and he's just late on this, getting off that block, getting the 53, working to the linebacker who makes a tackle on the running back and prevents, it's a decent gain on the play, but could have been better had that linebacker been covered up. So there's Turner right there. I just want to see him get vertical more. And again, I know you have to have a really strong combo block here and kind of initial double team to secure Chris Jones, but he just doesn't get off of that block quickly enough. Still not off of it. Finally gets off of it there. Linebacker's already scraped over the top and makes the tackle. And so Turner is that mobility there to combo to work to the second level. When he doesn't have to combo at the first level, he can get to the second level. But when he has to combo and attack that first level defender, which is important, the most important part, you got to secure that guy. He's running the problems, and that's going to be an issue I think in this scheme. Later in the same game against the Chiefs last season, again, Turner number 70, the right guard, in all of these clips. Chargers running a toss play to the open side of the field here to the right side, and Turner trying to work to the linebacker here, number 54. Just can't do it, forces this play to be strung out, and the running back has to bounce it down the line and just gets a couple out of it. So, again, could that be a tough assignment? He doesn't have leverage here initially, sure. But I think the Steelers scheme is going to ask these linemen to do some of these things, to work at the second level, to work in space. He's working cleanly here, doesn't have to worry about chip in the backside, D tackle or anything, and he just can't get out there and get to the linebacker in time. And the play doesn't really go for a whole lot on this one. So tough assignment, sure, but one that David Castro, when he was healthy, could do, and Marquise Pouncey could do, and those guys could really work well and pull and move to the second level with ease and cover these guys up in reach block. And you just don't see it here on this play. I'm going to go back to the 2020 tape here in a moment. This is 2019 with Carolina, again, the right guard in all these clips. Because I know what a lot of people are going to say about the 2020 tape that I'm showing here. And it is a fair point. He battled that groin injury, suffered it early in the season, and it probably affected him and impacted him the rest of the way. But it's not exclusive, these issues, these mobility issues aren't exclusive to 2020 and last season. So this is 2019 week 17 against the Saints. He's trying to cut off here and reach blocks of one tech here against New Orleans, and he just can't do it on this play. And again, they're trying to run this thing to the outside, probably some schemes, some more zone principles, some more perimeter type runs that I think you're going to see under Adrian Clement at Canada, and he just can't reach block here. Forces McCaffrey wide. There are, of course, some other issues on this play here on the front side with 96 getting free, but doesn't do any favors. McCaffrey can't cut this one back. Has to be strung down the line, and Turner just not able to make the cutoff block here. And again, is that a tougher assignment? Sure, it's not an easy assignment to make. I understand that, but I think those are the things that are going to be required in this scheme. You're going to have to be mobile, be able to cut these guys off, be able to reach block, and just move. I think that functional mobility and a high degree of it's going to be, I think, a requirement for all these guys. That's why they drafted Kendrick Green and Dan Moore, and Dawson can move, and why they probably cut bait on DeCastro, saying that ankle's not good, and is he going to be able to move and be effective and all those things in space? Probably not. And so those are issues I'm seeing with Trey Turner on tape. Another example of this issue comes in week 16 of 2019 against the Colts. Late shift here by, I believe that's Marcus Hunt, moving to the one tech, now shaded inside of Trey Turner. And Turner just cannot cut him off here. Tries here, but just can't cross his face. And Hunt's able to, again, force McCaffrey wide and horizontally and not vertically. And of course, there are, again, issues on the front side, but putting that aside here for a moment, just focusing on Trey Turner. Just unable to make that cutoff block. And he's battled a lot of injuries in his career. So could you still sit there and say maybe there's a health issue there potentially? But again, I think these things will have to be done often and routinely in the Steelers system. And can Turner do that? I'm not saying he can't, because hopefully we can see this guy healthy, although that's been a large part of the problem. He's missed so much time, hasn't played a full season since 2016. But that's going to be the key. That's why I'm kind of titling this, the pass fail will come on whether or not he's regained mobility. And if he has, it can work. If it hasn't, then it's going to be a problem. Now that we've seen Turner in the run game and the struggles with the lack of mobility there, we'll see the same issue in pass pro. And one issue that I've seen a lot last year, and granted, again, injury related, potentially, probably, how much better will things get, we'll have to see. But a lot of pass rushers gave him problems against inside moves and inside counters. If the three tech aligns outside shoulder on this play, but swims to the inside off the snap, and Turner's not able to slide laterally and mirror that, and the ball gets out of the hand of Herbert here pretty quickly, but he loses that rep easily and instantly. And had the Herbert not been able to throw the ball so quickly, not been so quick to release the ball, this would have been a pressure and maybe a sack allowed here. So just poor footwork. It can't be hands before feet. Feet have to move before the hands, and he loses this rep immediately. And this is going to be a recurring theme I saw on last year's tape. Two more examples of this issue in week 16 this past season against the Broncos. This one is not as bad of a loss as the first clip here, but you see this soft inside shoulder that Turner has here. And I think as a good offensive lineman in pass pro, you want to be strong to the inside. If you're going to lose anywhere, you of course don't want to lose anywhere, but if you are going to lose, you want to lose to the outside so you can maintain that pocket and hopefully seal the pass rusher upfield. Interior pressure, a quarterback can't do anything about that. He's really out of options at that point. So you see Turner here, the counting here by 93 to the inside, and Turner just soft, not square at this point. He's square to the block, but he's not square to his quarterback. You have that soft inside shoulder. Those shoulders are turned. He's not square the way, say, the center is here on this play, and he ends up losing this rep slowly here. But the tackle is able to drop down the hands and get up the middle, up the A gap here to the quarterback, and Herbert narrowly avoids the pressure here and gets the pass off. But you see this too often, so if I'm the Steelers, I'll show this in the next clip as well. I'm going to have to slide that center a lot to Turner's side to protect the inside and allow Turner to focus more on sealing the guy up the field. Finally, this is week 10 against the Miami Dolphins, and Turner again is going to lose to the inside here against the three tech on this play, and just a really bad loss here. Oversets too much. D tackle is able to cross his face immediately. Another defender makes the sack, but the pressure forces Herbert to roll out. I charged Turner with half a sack on this play, and so just a complete overset here because he's trying to jump this guy. This guy's countering inside smartly, wins to the inside. Turner crosses his legs. The worst thing you do as an offensive lineman is cross your feet. It's like basketball. You don't want to have your feet crossed like that. You have no power, no mobility, no balance there. So look at it one more time. Just a really over aggressive set there, and that's maybe coached, and okay, you can live with that, but adjusting and sliding laterally and mirroring that rush, and right there crossing those legs, getting a really narrow base. There's no power at all, and forces Herbert to roll out and into the sack there from the pressure off the edge by, I think that was Needham there, the DB right here. So those are my concerns with Turner. Now again, there are strengths. I know I've been very critical of Trey Turner in this video. There's some impressive run blocking and some strength and violence in his hands. And when things are good, he has those flashes of being a five-time Pro Bowl guard. But again, this is the central question of how will Trey Turner succeed or how will Trey Turner fail for the Steelers at right guard this year? It's a question of that mobility. Does he have the mobility he had earlier in his career? And can he stay healthy and not have injuries? Maybe impact and hinder that and sap that the way they probably did last year and in seasons past. He's had knee issues, ankle issues, a groin issue last year. I don't think we'll play all 17 games. That means you better have a backup plan ready. And I do have some serious questions about the mobility, about him pulling and moving in space and zone blocks and combo blocks, second level type stuff, screen game type stuff, all those things. worry me with Trai Turner. Is he the best option right now for the Steelers? Probably, because who else is it going to be with the Castro gone? Is it going to be Coward or Finney or Haig? I mean, the options there aren't looking great. But I think that's what I'll be paying attention to the most about Turner's overall mobility, his weight, his conditioning, and just staying healthy. And does he feel like he can move? And if he can, I think it's going to work. If not, it's going to be a big issue for the Steelers offensive line that certainly has now question marks really across the board. So let me know your thoughts on Trai Turner in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you soon.